The opinions and suggestions expressed on the following program are solely those of the participants and not necessarily endorsed by program sponsors or any radio station, media company, or platform broadcasting this program. The following program is a product of Causeway, LLC. The information in this broadcast is not intended as investment, tax, or financial advice. Matthew Moore is not a licensed investment advisor and speaks solely from his experience and opinions. All information in this broadcast is for entertainment or educational purposes only. Matthew Moore, Causeway, LLC, and the company or platform broadcasting this program is not responsible for the success or failure of any person's investment decisions or purchases. Matthew Moore, Causeway, LLC, and the company or platform broadcasting this program makes no and expressly disclaims all representations, warranties, and guarantees with respect to this broadcast and its sponsors. Investing in any market is inherently risky and can be financially dangerous. Invest at your own risk.
Government officials will continue to inform you as this story unfolds.
Welcome to Cryptocurrency with Matthew J. Moore, the Bitcoin-focused radio show that's waking the masses to the fiat money Ponzi scheme. Money is changing, and your freedom is at stake. So stick around and learn how to empower yourself for this new digital age. Now, here's your host, Matthew J. Moore.
Welcome, America, and welcome, world. It's that time again. No matter where you are, who you are, or what you're doing, I want to welcome every single one of you Bitcoin lovers, newbies, and experts. That's right. You are now listening to Cryptocurrency with Matthew J. Moore. And yes, if you may have heard, we are one of the only syndicated radio shows that is dedicated to that beautiful topic known as Bitcoin. A show where, honestly, think about this. This is a show where you're going to learn quite a bit of things. We talk about money, we talk about liberty, we talk about history, technology, and the list just keeps going on and on and on. Energy is also a big one of those things. But here's the question for today, right? With so many ways to buy Bitcoin, maybe you are a buyer of Bitcoin, maybe you dollar cost average, maybe you're doing this on the regular, or maybe this is your first time. The truth is, it can often be kind of confusing. So what is the right way to buy Bitcoin? Should we use a Bitcoin ATM? Should you download an exchange app? Or maybe you buy Bitcoin from a friend, peer-to-peer. Either way, there are countless options, they all come with their ups and downs. They all come with the pros and cons. And we might talk a little bit about each one of those today. But on today's episode, we're going to talk about an easy way for all of us to buy Bitcoin. You heard that right. I said Olliv, because today we are talking to a gentleman who works for a company called Olliv. That's spelled Olliv. And yes, the puns are strong today. So, guess what? They're on a mission to make the entry into cryptocurrency simple and easy. But before we bring him on and start this whole shenanigans and this great conversation, because it is going to be a good one, I encourage you to stay put and listen. I need to give a shout out to my producer, Brian LaRue. I don't know if you heard that awesome intro music and that production. My gosh, he does a wonderful job, and I always love to brag about how good he is at what he does. My producer is wonderful. His name is Brian LaRue. You go check him out at beyonduproductions.com. And if you've got like maybe a sound bed, maybe you're a musician, maybe you want to get a track made, maybe you have a podcast or a radio show that you are producing, reach out to Brian at beyonduproductions.com. He'll create some great stuff for you. Okay, without any further delay, I am going to go ahead and bring on our main guest today. And on the line, we have Senior Vice President and General Manager of Digital at Olliv.com. His name is Nathan Paredes. Nathan, are you there?
I'm here, and great job on the last name.
Awesome. I did it. I did it right. Okay, good. Nathan is going to enlighten us today about the cryptocurrency platform known as Olliv.com. Nathan, for our listeners in Los Angeles, Atlanta, Seattle, globally, because there's people listening online, they might be unfamiliar with your company. Can you share a little bit about what you guys do?
Sure, absolutely. So Olliv is a simple, intuitive financial services platform. I know that's just a lot of jargon thrown into one, but the idea is that we're trying to create a platform that is globally available for people looking to get into tokenized assets and traverse the world with their tokenized assets and do everything they can possibly think of. Now, as far as who we are, though, is a little bit of an interesting one because our history is really in Bitcoin ATMs, right? So, our company, Olliv, powered by CoinFlip, has been around since 2015, right? And we are one of the largest Bitcoin ATM operators here in the US. but also have a fairly substantial global footprint of ATMs. So our roots are very much in this kind of physical to digital on and off ramps, but our future is Olliv, and for all of us.
I like it. I love it. I love it. Well, here's what I like to do with every one of my guests, no matter who they're with, what they do. I love to hear little snippets and pieces of what it is that got you into Bitcoin, the personal journey into the cryptocurrency space. Where did you first hear about it, and why did you get so involved?
Yeah, so that is an interesting story, because I am not to age or show my age completely, but I was in school at the time of the financial crisis and getting ready to graduate as a finance major, by the way, and looking to get into things like investment banking and all that fun stuff, the financial services industry. And then guess what happened? The financial crisis, right? So, myself, my friends, all of us are sitting there probably pretty self-aware that we don't have any jobs waiting for us now because the financial crisis happened. So not a lot of people are hiring more investment bankers or anything in the financial services industry. So, a lot of us, because of our familiarity with just, financial tools and instruments and all of that, we naturally are involved in, all these things coming out in the community. And towards the end of 2008, as we all know, a little white paper came out by a gentleman, first name of, or her, we don't know yet, right? With Satoshi. And so that was really, I got a pretty early primer on it. That being said, I didn't actually get into Bitcoin in the industry until much later on. I think it started to come, I would say probably around 2015 is when I started to get into it. And I had some friends that were mining. They were doing peer-to-peer transactions. I wasn't quite down that path, but started getting my feet wet. And, I guess you could say I was a somewhat early adopter, and then spent a lot of my career in the less sexy side of finance and cash management. And then eventually had the opportunity to do what I loved, which was come work in this industry. So I started here at Olliv, powered by CoinFlip, November 1st. So it's been a pretty infant experience for my professional career, but I'm definitely no stranger to Bitcoin, and probably wish I got into it a little sooner, like all of my friends, but that's all right. They still pay for dinners and all that fun stuff when we go out.
Well, it is a common theme. I think if you ask anybody, no matter what year they got in, they're like, "Oh man, I wish I would have gotten there sooner." But that is, I understand the feeling there. But hey, let's talk about this. You're obviously passionate about financial services, the industry. You've obviously gravitated to it when you were in school. Obviously you were looking at more of a traditional pursuit back then. But what do you hope to accomplish by working in this space? I mean, do you have any dreams or goals? I mean, because I would assume that you are under the perception, just as I am, that this is where the opportunity lives.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a good question. And I think, if we look at as far as my personal dreams and goals, I think I share our company vision, which is, our whole goal with Olliv as a platform is to do our part to help usher in the next billion users of crypto, right? And we understand we're not going to get anywhere near all of that, right? That'd be great, but we want to do our fair share of assisting people in that journey. And my goal is fairly aligned with that personally. I'd love to help people get into it. I love for people to kind of realize the dream of financial freedom and independence, and realize this, start realizing the concepts of borderless and bankless, right? I think there's a lot there for people. There's a lot of opportunities. I think here in the US, we take it for granted a little bit, right? In terms of like a more mature financial institutions. The rest of the world, especially the developing world, doesn't have that access. So I think for me, my dreams and goals are tied to helping create that access and that entry, but also helping to create that access and entry more specifically into more developed areas or underdeveloped areas of the world.
Yeah, that's beautifully said and well worthy too. I love it. Okay, Olliv, you guys are doing some really cool things, but would you classify yourself more than just a cryptocurrency exchange? I mean, what's going on here? How would you?
No, we are not an exchange, right? And this is, I think
My apologies then.
No, you're fine. My history or our history as an ATM, a crypto ATM, has really led us into this digital adventure in a unique way because we're a firm believer in self custody, right? We are a complete non-custodial approach, and what that means for how we deal with crypto and getting people their crypto is that yeah, we deal with liquidity providers, and that could be a variety of different types, right? But we do not act as an exchange. We do not take possession of anyone's assets. When someone comes into the Olliv platform and they go to buy crypto, let's say they're buying crypto with their debit card, or as an example, that settlement is near instantaneous, and we maybe for a split second have possession of their of their funds, but they're getting their crypto right away. We do not operate in an exchange in the traditional sense of the word, right? So we're a marketplace for sure for crypto, right? You can buy, sell, send, swap, receive on our platform, but make no mistake about it, we're not taking possession of anyone's assets.
Okay, so it's more like, and correct me if I'm wrong here, like, when you go to an ATM, and you use the Bitcoin ATMs, you're making your purchase and it's getting deposited directly into your wallet, whether, depending on what wallet you're bringing to the table there to scan at the ATM, it's kind of like that, but just without the ATM, right?
Exactly. Right. And that's how we came about the process, and the kind of operating flow for crypto with Olliv was just our experience as an ATM provider and what we felt resonated the most with clients, right? I think clients want that concept of instant settlement, right? Near instant settlement. When they put their money in and that's processed, they want their crypto, right? And their digital assets. And that's really what we took to Olliv, and that's what we sought to provide.
So, okay, describe to me, and just so I can help wrap my head around this, the relationship with CoinFlip and Olliv. Is this a rebrand? Is this two different companies? Like, is it under one umbrella? Like, what's the story here?
Yeah, this another good question. This one is definitely, I would say, not sensitive, but one that we're still trying to figure out. We have a tremendous amount of appreciation for what CoinFlip as a brand and identity has done for us, and I don't think it will go anywhere. If anything, it will just become part of kind of our ATM ecosystem. But ultimately, everything is going to move to Olliv, right? As far as what's going to be the primary front and center brand for us, right? So there's still a couple things to work out there. But as an example, we operate in more than the U.S., right? So we have operations, ATMs in Canada, Australia, Panama, although it's a U.S. territory, Puerto Rico. And when we go to those markets, we actually lead with Olliv now. So if you go to one of our crypto ATMs in Australia, it's actually an Olliv branded ATM. So we started that journey before we even launched the digital platform. So our whole goal is that we do transition to this Olliv brand name, and the thing there is it's all centered around this concept of convergence, because although right now they seem like very distinct and separate businesses, the ATM network and what we do on the digital side, ultimately, with us trying to provide this tokenized global financial services platform, imagine the power of being a user in our network and being able to travel the world and have the option to go to one of those devices and pull out cash for your crypto if you needed to go to a pub in Australia or something like that and you're on vacation from the US. We want to create that seamless experience that you would get in kind of a more traditional financial services platform, but in a tokenized way, in a non-custodial way, right? In a sovereign way. And so the two of them will definitely converge.
That's really good. I mean, I will say I have used CoinFlip before, and I had a really good experience. So that's really cool. I've yet to try Olliv, but what sets you guys apart from your competition, and what do you guys want to achieve moving forward here? Is there, obviously you guys are doing some really cool things with how you're structuring and what you're doing, but speak to that a little bit. What sets you guys apart?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think what sets us apart, one of our primary differentiators is our service, right? It's that can't really be lost. We were one of the few companies when we started in 2015 with the ATMs to actually stand up a 24/7 customer support center, right? And we've taken that to Olliv, and it's not just for the people that spend a lot of money, right? The whales of the world. It is for everyone, right? Everyone on that platform, all of us have access to 24/7 customer support. And all of that customer support is here in Chicago, Illinois, out of our headquarters, right? So we operate, it's multilingual, and we're committed to delivering that high service environment for people, right? Because ultimately, again, back to that goal, if we're trying to bring in the next billion users of crypto or be part of that, right? We know what the sentiment is of people that are new to this industry, to this digital asset, right? To this alternative asset type. And it's always, this mysterious, computer black box money, right? These dirty words. But the way to combat that is humans, right? Is to humanize it. And we feel pretty strongly about that. So that's one of our biggest differentiators. And, the fact that it can't be lost. Our ATMs are a differentiator because what we're doing with Olliv and how we're going to pull together that physical to digital world is, and it goes along with the human touch too, right? It's creating this tangible experience for people. And I think that's how we're going to help bring in these next billion. It's creating a connection, right? And there's other services that we're going to launch in Olliv that will deliver that, right? Like a lot of people don't know, but CoinFlip and Olliv, actually, we have a retail order desk where clients, if they're not comfortable transacting on an ATM or transacting on Olliv Digital, they can give us a call and we'll actually help them, right? We'll help them place an order. We'll help them set up a wallet. And that's what it's all about. So service is our primary differentiator.
I love it. That's all great things to hear. I'm really excited to be talking to you and sharing about what you guys are doing, your products, your services. But before we go to break, because we got about a minute and 45 before we got to go to break here, please, and I like to reiterate this because this is radio. People are tuning in all the time, right? So if people are interested in what you're saying and wanted to get started or wanted to learn more, where would they go?
Yeah, of course. They can just go to www.olliv.com, OLLIV.com. And there's information about our services. And by the way, they can give us a call. If they just want to learn about us, speak to one of our customer service reps, right? They'd be happy to talk to you.
I love it. That's so cool. And are you on Twitter? Do you personally do Twitter?
I have left the Twitterverse personally. I will probably get back on though in the near future. I got too far down the rabbit hole and then had children, so now I have to fine tune things a bit now and clean it up.
Oh, that's okay. Time management, right?
That's right.
All right. Well, guys, if you're listening to this show, I want you to stay put because we've got a lot more coming your way. That is no doubt. And go ahead. If you're listening, call a friend, tell them to tune in. Yes, we know we're on traditional radio, but I think there's a lot of people that get a lot out of this. So, and you know what? Later on, if you're listening on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, or Google Podcasts, no matter what platform you're using, do me a favor, go ahead, leave us a comment, like, share, subscribe, post. I want you guys to be a part of the conversation. I want you to spread the news about Bitcoin because I think it's really good news. And we want you to be a part of that conversation. So let us know how you feel. Even if you don't like what we're talking about, I still want to hear from you. You can send me an email. I'll read it. All right, we'll be right back with more with Nathan from Olliv.
Do you have Medicare and do you use a CPAP machine? This is a national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. Using a clean CPAP mask and clean supplies is important to staying healthy. The best way to make sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have great news. Medicare will pay for you to have new clean supplies every 90 days. We'll even do all the paperwork for you to make sure that there's little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't even have to leave your home. We provide free in-home delivery. So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone call right now to get started.
Sponsored by Specialty Medical. 800-262-0318. 800-262-0318. 800-262-0318.
What does it mean to be physically, spiritually, and financially free? The right to life, liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness, these were the ideas that made America. But what happens to these ideas when America's money becomes compromised? What do you do when the very thing that you're working for day after day is fundamentally designed to enslave you? Whether it was a conspiracy or not, you won't believe what is about to happen in this country. Arm yourself today with the truth and build your life on the foundations for liberty. Rediscover freedom in the 21st century and grab a copy of my Amazon best-selling book, Foundations for Liberty. For just $11.99, you can support this radio show by finding a copy on Amazon or by going to mattjmoore.com. Again, that's mattjmoore.com. Don't wait, because freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
800-795-3441. 800-795-3441. 800-795-3441.
And we are back, America. It's round two. Ding, 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 ding. That's right. America's Bitcoin-focused radio show is in the house. We are live. Well, we're actually not live, but we're recording. We're having fun, though. It's always fun to record this show, and that's why I want to welcome all of you Bitcoin lovers, newbies, and experts. I don't care where you are in the knowledge of all this. We got a little bit of something for everybody, so stay put, because I love talking about this. I love bringing on guests. I love exploring these topics because it's so vast. I mean, Bitcoin is touching so many parts of our life, and it's only going to continue to happen more and more and more. And this show, you're going to learn about money, freedom, history, energy, technology. It just, I mean, the list goes on. But I hope you're getting something out of this because, hey, I'm here to educate. And if I ain't educating, I ain't doing a very good job. But I think we're doing a great job because I always bring on phenomenal guests, and today is no exception. On this episode, we've been discussing a cryptocurrency platform known as Olliv, and with so many ways to buy Bitcoin, it can often be overwhelming. I hear it all the time when I talk to people. I mean, especially some older individuals. They're like, I just don't know where to start. I don't know where to begin. Well, we've been chatting about what is the right way. Should you use a Bitcoin ATM? Should you download an exchange app or an app in general? Should you buy from a friend, peer-to-peer? Well, I think Olliv may have the answer, the solution that you might be looking for. It's a platform that is spelled Olliv, and yes, it is for all of us. That's right, But Olliv is on a mission to make the entry into this space simple and easy. They believe in financial freedom. They believe in all of the ethos of Bitcoin, and that's why I'm having them on today. And today, our special guest, who is on the line currently, he's waiting for me to bring him back on. He is the senior vice president and general manager of digital at Olliv.com. His name is Nathan Paredes, and he is going to enlighten us more about the cryptocurrency platform known as Olliv.com. Nathan, thanks for joining us once again. And yes, since this is radio, people are tuning in all the time. So please, once again, share with everybody who you are and what you do in your own words.
Sure, absolutely. So as you mentioned, my name is Nathan Paredes. I'm our SVP and GM of digital, which means that I pretty much run the business side of Olliv, which is a simple, intuitive financial services platform built for tokenization, right? So we're global. We're not just in the US. We're trying to meet our customers everywhere. We're trying to bring in the next billion users of crypto everywhere in the world, not just here. So pretty aspirational there, but Some of the daily things that I do that are pretty unique is pretty much anything customer facing is I have responsibility for. So all those lovely teams we talked about earlier on the show around, real live human 24/7 customer support, those teams report into me. And then our human order desk, right, that's assisted by Olliv technology, folds under me. So I'm the tip of the spear, right?
Well, okay, this is a question that a lot of people ask me and that we're probably thinking as they're listening to this show. When it comes to finding the right place to buy Bitcoin, what are some of the things people should be considering? I mean, obviously you guys are covering your bases here, but explain it.
Yeah, absolutely. So at the core of what we're trying to deliver is an experience that's simple, safe, secure, and sovereign. And the reason we came up with those S's, by the way, service is also another S in there, but the reason we came up with those is that those are the reasons we feel, or the reasons people what they should be looking for, right? And I think one of the biggest ones that resonates with me personally is sovereignty, right? And really that's around self-custody. Self-custody is important, right? Why get into an asset like Bitcoin if you're not going to truly own it, right? And so we want to make sure that we're helping customers and, around the world realize that, right? And that's obviously done through our platform, whether it's the ATM or the app or our order desk, but self-custody is the number one thing they should be looking for. And we do take it a step further. We have educational resources that help guide clients, and we're actually one of the few companies in the space that actually have a physical education center, right? So in Tampa, Florida, we have a crypto education center, our crypto experience center, where we do Bitcoin 101 courses, right? Lovingly known as the orange pill, right? So we take that pretty seriously, and those are the things that people should look for. They should definitely be looking for a way to buy that is simple and easy for them to understand. They should definitely be concerned about sovereignty. They should absolutely make sure that they can get service from wherever they buy, because things do go bump in the night, and it's always nice to talk to someone. But we absolutely believe in that. But self-custody is by far the number one thing we feel that people should be looking for, and we do offer that.
I agree. I concur. And, it's really been fascinating to see, watching the news, listening to the news, especially in the Bitcoin space. A lot of people are like, hey, man, there's just a lack of regulatory clarity in the USA. A lot of companies, including Coinbase, are like, hey, maybe we should move out of the USA if we have to, are you guys kind of watching this, navigating this as a company? Do you think America is going to get its act together when it comes to creating a friendly environment for this new asset class? Because I don't know if it's just a lot of smoke and mirrors or if it's just a lot of posturing, but a lot of people are like, I don't really know how the cookie's gonna crumble. I kind of lean one way or the other, but I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I had a feeling something like this was going to come up, and it's let's just say it's been a really interesting, last 6+ months around here, right? So I think first and foremost, look, we're headquartered in the U.S., right? We're committed to continue our operation here. We not only have our headquarters here in Chicago, but as I mentioned, we do have a facility in Tampa, Florida. So we don't have one, but we have two locations here in the U.S. It's where we started our business. It's where we've grown our business. It's where we innovate, and that's really at the core of it, right? It's really important to keep America at the forefront of innovation and make sure that we continue establishing ourselves as a leader when it comes to blockchain technology. And the other thing I'll add to that is we regularly meet with state and federal lawmakers, and we're not going to name drop, but we look to serve as kind of like a trusted advisor, a resource, and how to build regulatory framework that protects customers, but also doesn't stifle business or innovation. There's a lot of people like us. We're all trying to do this. We're all trying to help. I feel we're making progress, but again, we're committed to being here. There needs to be sensible regulation, and we just need to make sure that we don't stifle the innovation that's been happening and continues to happen even during the bear market, right?
Right. Well, I mean, speaking of the bear market, I mean, gosh, what kind of changes have you guys seen develop in the space during this bear market cycle? I mean, what do you foresee moving forward? Because it seems like every bear market you're washing out a lot of bad blood, bad figures, and companies and all that stuff. But I mean, how's this bear market been for you guys?
Yeah, well, I will say that there's definitely been a washing out of bad blood, right? We have definitely seen that. We have seen, the people that have maybe not had the best intentions or have not operated in the right way kind of go to the wayside. And to me, that was actually a somewhat positive outcome of this, right? Is because at the end of the day, we're thinking about people trying to get into this space, trying to get into crypto, get into Bitcoin. And you want to make sure that you have the right people there to help shepherd them, right? And so it is nice. That was kind of although unfortunate and a little distracting, it is nice to see some of the bad actors fall out. But I think what we're left with are people that really care about the long-term progress of Bitcoin and digital assets. And so, you've continued to see a significant amount of innovation, right? And that's been something we've been optimistic about. Is you see this bear market's been a little more extended than I think a lot of us wanted it to be. I mean, things go through cycles. We all understand that, but it didn't stifle a single bit of innovation. You still have more and more people coming in doing cool things in the space. I'm a big gamer, so I, of course, yes, Bitcoin is how I got into here, and I love it. But it is also cool seeing some of the ownership opportunities with digital assets in gaming. That was something that resonated with me personally as an avid player of games my whole life. So that's been really cool. But we've seen the innovation, we've seen the bad blood kind of come out. And what we're left with is what I think a stronger foundation. And look, we're growing, right? I mean, we've seen about an 80-something% increase in Bitcoin price over this year. So
best performing asset this year.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going in the right direction and with a more solid foundation in my mind.
Yeah, and all very good points. I mean, and you had mentioned earlier that you guys have this big goal to onboard all these new people into the space, and you're in different countries and jurisdictions. Tell people just real quickly, what do you? I mean, maybe the list is too long, but what jurisdictions are you guys in?
Yeah, no, it's fairly simple to get through. So right now we have operations in U.S., Canada, Australia, Panama, Brazil. It's U.S. territory, but Puerto Rico, right? Italy. And then by the end of the year, we'll be in a total of about 9 countries, right? So we plan on doing a little more European expansion, as well as some Latin America expansion, additional LATAM expansion. So we'll be in about 9 countries by the end of the year. But again, for this year, at this point so far, we're in U.S., Canada, Australia, Panama, Brazil, Puerto Rico, and Italy.
So, and since you guys are trying to make this easy, and I'm just out of curiosity here, how long does it take to go through the KYC process to start buying Bitcoin? I mean, are there some starting limits on how much you can buy or sell? I mean, I know people kind of do it differently, but do you guys have a method to your madness?
Yeah, and it is, it's there's a method to the madness for sure, but it depends on a variety of factors, right? Obviously, there are monetary limits, right, depending on how much you want to spend. But if we go to a kiosk as an example, if someone's going up to a crypto ATM and they want to buy a few $100s of Bitcoin, they can be in and out in less than 10 minutes, right? And but obviously, if someone wants to transact thousands of dollars on Olliv or through an order desk or something like that, we do require some additional identifying information. And and it does vary by platform, by even jurisdiction and things of that nature, just based on local regulations.
Does it take pretty, like, if you have to give that extra information, is it a pretty seamless process, or is there a wait time?
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a customer experience is what we're all about. So it's unfortunate that there are times we have to ask for that information, but ultimately that's what we're required to do, and we want to make sure that when it happens that we do it in a quick way. So there's not that much added time when people have to go through that process. As I mentioned, our customer service team's 24/7, and then behind that is a compliance team that is matching their hours and rigor. So we still try to make it pretty as efficient as possible.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, the tricky thing about this space and the regulatory space and things evolving constantly and you being in different jurisdictions. I mean, obviously, my show, Cryptocurrency with Matthew J. Moore. Obviously, we're talking about cryptocurrency, we're talking about blockchain technology, but we are Bitcoin focused. I was just curious, how do you guys make decisions on what new crypto assets do you add to the platform? You know, as you move forward.
This is a timely topic. So this is also a team that I manage and personally look after. We call it a digital asset sourcing team, and we do have a framework and a method to that madness. Granted, our offering is fairly simple. I will tell you what we don't want to be. We don't want to be one of those places where we have everything under the sun. And the reason is because we want to be thoughtful, right? We want to make sure that we're bringing value to clients, right? We're bringing things that they're genuinely interested in and things that are also safe for them, right? So, you know, that's we're not necessarily interested in the flavor of the day or week or things like that. We're trying to find opportunities.
So you don't have Pepe coin? Just messing with you.
We're fairly, like, Olliv itself only has, you know, we launched Olliv with only 4 digital assets: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Link. And we only have about 8 more on our kiosk than that in our order desk. But ultimately, again, we're trying to bring some cool experiences, and that's really the key word, because what you're going to see in the future from Olliv, us as an ecosystem, as a platform, is you're going to start seeing these concepts around kind of what we like to call thematic asset classes, right? So we want to bring these cool themes and experiences to customers out there. And you know, that's just along with our personal belief, right? Like I mentioned, I love gaming. I'm a huge gamer. I think there's a lot of cool stuff going on in that space, and that's absolutely what, you know, we want to go further down that path. But we have a framework. You know, it's a combination of business elements, legal elements, sourcing elements, right? Because as I mentioned, we're not a centralized exchange. We believe in self-custody. So anything that we have on our platform, we need to make sure that we can support getting it to clients right away, right? So that there's no downtime.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have to be intentional. I love it. I think you guys are probably paving a way and making some smart moves, as the space is kind of foggy in all of this right now with the governments and how they're classifying what is a security, what isn't a security. I mean, there's a lot of noise, and you got to be super intentional in how you're navigating it all. It sounds like you guys are doing a really good job, and I just so that people are interested in jumping on and using Olliv, maybe going down and maybe checking out one of the ATMs, where would they go to find out all this information?
Sure. So if they go to www.olliv.com, not only can you see all of our service offerings, but if you are interested in experiencing what a cash to crypto on-ramp looks like, or crypto to cash off-ramp, we actually have a handy locator that's also on that website there under ATM locator. So you can go in there and find one close to you, or you can simply go and sign up for Olliv, right, and experience the digital experience. Or if you're really adventurous, just give us a call.
So you guys have ATMs that will, like, you can actually go and deposit cryptocurrency on the machines, and they'll give you cash?
Well, yeah. So we have, we lovingly refer to them as two-way devices, but you can go with your wallet to one of our ATMs that does do cash withdrawals, and you could exchange crypto for cash, right? And this is, as we kind of mentioned earlier in the show, and I'll just do a brief rehash for people that joined in later. You know, Olliv is a global company, right? And, you know, being a global company, what is important? And one of the things that's important is the ability to traverse borderlessly and be able to go fiat to crypto, crypto to fiat freely, so that you can leverage the Olliv network as kind of your global financial system, right? Tokenized platform. And so, you know, remittance is a huge part of what we want to offer in the future. And in order to do that, we have to make sure that we're deploying devices that are what we call two-way, but are able to take cash in and give cash out, right? So you can go to one of our two-way devices here in the US or elsewhere, and you could scan your wallet and withdraw crypto to cash right there on the spot.
See, now that's so cool because like I've used ATMs before, and there's tons of ATMs out there, but it's not very common to see ATMs, where you can deposit or deposit Bitcoin and get cash out. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's a big part of what our new deployments are. I mean, one of the cool things about us as a company is we're constantly looking at how we can improve and deliver a better experience for our clients. And so that doesn't just extend to this cool, fancy digital product. We also do that physically, right? So we're constantly looking at our physical footprint, our ATMs that are deployed. And, traditionally, these are all one-way devices, and replacing them with two-way devices so that we can offer a cooler experience, more unique experience to customers that maybe want to do the reverse side of that transaction. Maybe they're going out for a night on the town and they just want to have some cash in their pocket, or, just need cash for other reasons.
I love it. Well, guys, we got to go to break here. This is a perfect place to stop until we go to the next segment. We got a lot more good information to come from Nathan and those over at Olliv. Stay put because I've got more questions, more juice to get out of this interview. We will be right back with Cryptocurrency with Matthew J. Moore.
If you're the kind of person that likes to drive a lot and your car is a little older and out of the normal warranty, keep listening. What's going on underneath the hood of your car? If your car is out of warranty, you're at risk of expensive repair bills. Now, for a couple of dollars a day, you can get an extended protection plan for your car. You love your car, so why not give it a little extra care and make sure if something goes wrong, your bank account is safe. Literally, for a couple of dollars a day, you can give yourself peace of mind that you've purchased a top-tier vehicle repair coverage plan. Call the Auto Protection Network right now and ask how you could save an additional $500 on your policy.
800-987-0618. 800-987-0618. 800-987-0618. That's 800-987-0618.
Come on, you watch the news. Be prepared to pay more taxes. Then if you owe back taxes or haven't filed in a few years, get ready. The IRS, the largest collection agency in the world, will be coming after you with the power to collect taxes by any means they want to. Hey, they can freeze your bank account, your passport, even padlock your business. Good times. Look, if the IRS claims you owe them $5,000 or more in back taxes and they're coming after you, don't panic. Call my friends at Get a Tax Lawyer first. Their job is to negotiate with the IRS and save you money. They're experts at it. That's all they do, and you can trust them. In some cases, they have reduced a $50,000 tax bill to less than $1,000. If you owe the IRS $5,000 or more in back taxes, call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-732-9635. 800-732-9635.
What does it mean to be physically, spiritually, and financially free? The right to life, liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness, these were the ideas that made America. But what happens to these ideas when America's money becomes compromised? What do you do when the very thing that you're working for day after day is fundamentally designed to enslave you? Whether it was a conspiracy or not, you won't believe what is about to happen in this country. Arm yourself today with the truth and build your life on the foundations for liberty. Rediscover freedom in the 21st century and grab a copy of my Amazon best-selling book, Foundations for Liberty. For just $11.99, you can support this radio show by finding a copy on Amazon or by going to mattjmoore.com. Again, that's mattjmoore.com. Don't wait, because freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. Welcome back, America. That's right. You are listening to America's Bitcoin-focused radio show, one of the most interesting radio shows on the air. And why is that? Because this is such a new and crazy topic that people are trying to wrap their heads around. And yes, Bitcoin is so liberating, so powerful that we bring on wonderful people to give us some insight on what's going on in the space, the technology, how they can utilize it, how they can get started. And today we have a great conversation that we've been diving into with Nathan from a company called Olliv. We're going to introduce him here again real shortly. But if you were just curious, yes, we are one of the only syndicated radio shows dedicated to Bitcoin. And we've been talking about cryptocurrency platforms. We've been talking about, what's the best way to buy Bitcoin? What's the best way for you? I mean, all of us have different needs, different levels of knowledge, different comforts when it comes to technology. But, we're asking, like, what are the pros? What are the cons? What should you consider? Are Bitcoin ATMs a thing? Yeah, they are. Definitely. Especially on this show, we've been having a great conversation about Bitcoin ATMs. But what about support options? Because, sometimes we all need a little bit of support. And to me, after talking to Nathan on this interview, their support system, where they are educating people, helping people, it's amazing. So please stay tuned. You're gonna love. We're gonna finish out this interview here, and we're gonna have some really good questions. But the company is called Olliv. It's OLLIV. That's right. It's a company for all of us to buy Bitcoin. And today our guest has been, like I said, the senior vice president and general manager of digital at Olliv.com. His name is Nathan Paredes. And Nathan, again, the one thing I love about radio is you never know when somebody's jumping in their car, tuning in to listening to what we have to say. So Nathan, please just give us a short intro to who you are and what you do.
Sure thing. So my name is Nathan Paredes. I'm our SVP and GM of Olliv Digital here at Olliv. And Olliv is a global crypto financial services platform. So again, built on tokenization. And our whole thought is to bring an experience that is simple, safe, secure, and sovereign, and with a high level of service, as you just mentioned. Everyone needs support, to everyone in the world, right? Not just in the US, but globally. And so my job is to make sure that all of those elements that interface with our clients are doing what they need to do, and to make sure that we're continuously delivering good, new, fresh experiences to everyone interested in getting into the world of crypto.
Yeah, I mean, and as all the good work that you guys are doing, the ease of use and the help desk and all of this education, are there any features that you guys are aiming for, or is this kind of top secret information? Can you give us a roadmap?
You're asking for the secret sauce.
Yeah,
huh?
Exactly.
No, so yeah, obviously there is a roadmap. We have a lot of products and features that we'll be rolling out over the next 18 months. But yeah, I can give you guys a sneak peek to some things that we've been working on. As I mentioned, our goal is to help usher in the next billion users of crypto, right? And that could be people that have no idea what crypto is, what Bitcoin is, no idea what the white paper that was, produced by Satoshi in 2008 is. And so, education is foundational to what we're trying to deliver, right? It's what's going to help people kind of overcome the hurdle that have always been on the fence of hey, what is this Bitcoin thing? What is crypto? And so on that note, we're bringing a new feature into our platform called Olliv U, right? Like university, real clever. And and the whole idea there is we're creating these learn journeys for our clients, right? And so as you sign up for Olliv and you register at web.olliv.com and you're a new user, you're creating a wallet, and you want to learn more about Bitcoin, or you want to learn more about fraud and scams or wallets and security, what is self-custody, all of that is going to be available in our platform in the next few weeks, actually, through kind of a learning journey, a learning module, right? So that's a cool feature that we're launching. We're a firm believer in education that needs to be a foundational element for all these people that are interested. And it really stems from the fact that we've been delivering in-person educational courses at our Tampa Crypto Experience Center for almost a year now. So we have a lot of experience there. And, we wanted to make sure as we launch this digital platform that we start to translate that human kind of education we were doing.
Yeah, no, I mean, the education is half the battle for sure.
Yeah, and we'll be launching some more utility functions too, right? You will have the ability to spend, right? And in a variety of ways with merchants directly, with cards, all of that fun stuff. So, over the next course of the year, we will have more spend utility. And as I mentioned, we have an order desk already, but the goal is to make it a little more of a frictionless experience for our clients. So trying to improve things, again, constantly trying to improve our experience for the users. And then we will also be launching a digital asset advisory team. So that's a team of digital asset advisors that are there to help people figure out how to incorporate digital assets into their portfolio, right? Because they should absolutely be a part of what they're investing in. And we want to make sure that we have people that can guide them on that journey.
Very smart, very smart. Well, okay, obviously this space is still new compared to, you know, what the rest of the world is doing in the existence of all these other asset classes. Cryptocurrency, I'm obviously biased. Bitcoin, I'm biased, right? But I think it's the greatest opportunity of our lifetime. It's you know, I'm always shouting on the top of the rooftops and the mountaintops and being like, hey, let's take a look at Bitcoin. I mean, why is this? We got like 3 minutes before we got to close out the show, but just real quickly, why is this such a great opportunity?
Well, I think we all know of this little thing called inflation. So I think that's one area to start, is that, you know, I think Bitcoin presents a tremendous opportunity to protect yourself, right? To protect your financial future, your family's financial future. And so that's one of the reasons why it is a great opportunity. But we talked about it earlier in the show. And look, obviously your listeners, we're here in the US, where we've been talking a lot about the US, but you know, we're lucky here. We have more of a robust financial infrastructure. Granted, again, inflation, you know, that does exist. That is a thing. But the rest of the world is not as lucky. There are, you know, developing countries. There's a lot of countries in Latin America where you can see, you know, hyperinflation and things like that. Bitcoin presents a tremendous opportunity for people to start protecting themselves from that, right? And you know, we've already seen it at play, right? You can look at some countries in Latin America where you see Bitcoin has been a nice, stable source of value, right? And helped people kind of navigate some pretty rough times. And look, it's no different from in the US here. It's a tremendous opportunity for us to, again, protect ourselves, ensure our financial freedom. And as, you know, platforms like us, like Olliv and others come out and create opportunities for people to traverse the world, go borderless, Bitcoin goes with you everywhere, right? And we want to make sure that we're meeting those people as they go around the world and do all their activities, and can use that crypto and use that Bitcoin to things in their everyday lives. And that's really where we're going. That's the forefront and the challenge we're trying to solve for. But you know, it is absolutely the opportunity of a lifetime. There's a lot to do in the space. There's a lot going on with blockchain. There's a lot of inefficiencies with the way things have been done, right? And so I think I don't want to try to lament on FOMO too much, but as someone that was aware of Bitcoin since 2008 and has been around people that have taken that initiative much earlier than myself, you know, just it's a good opportunity to make sure that you don't miss out on something.
Perfect and well said, Nathan. All right, we unfortunately this show is coming to a close, but I want you to tell people, if they liked what you had to say today and they're like, hey, I'm gonna give Olliv a go, like where can they go?
Absolutely, just go to www.olliv.com and there's a sign up page. You can learn about our services, but more importantly, if you're still hesitant, then just give us a call.
I love it. Well, Nathan, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a wonderful conversation and very enlightening about your platform. I've learned a lot about you guys and what you guys are accomplishing. I look forward to chatting with you guys soon.
Absolutely. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, hey, if you're listening to this show, thanks for tuning in. Same time, same place, every single week. And yes, if you missed it, you can check us out on Spotify, every major podcast platform. We're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher, we're all over the place. And don't forget to check me out at mattjmoore.com. That's more with 2 O's. Until next time, my friends, Bitcoin is changing the world, and I don't want you to get left out. So tune in, learn, and join us on this epic journey. We'll see you next time.